site theme or whatever it is, or it's a Dalat kind of theme, but it's called Laup La, and I know that La is leaf, and I believe Laup is by itself, it's lucky, I think, or fortunate or lucky or something like that, but I think together Laup La is from my what do you call it, Google Translate. It means something like buds, flower buds or something. So I don't know if this place is into other sorts of leaves or leaves. But yeah, thanks for joining me today for my usual Sunday session. Don't forget to leave any questions or comments in the appropriate place, and I'll do my best to get back to you. I'll do my best to answer those questions, but I'll just do a little bit of a swing around of the place behind me here, and it's over 2 stories, and I think it's been done with it's almost like shipping containers or something like that, and it's on a very quiet street here in District 3, which I believe traditionally District 3 was the embassy district, I think. And I think there are still embassies around today in this area. So you'll find when you come to Saigon, you'll find a lot of, well, not necessarily a lot, but you'll find some fairly historic buildings, so French colonial era buildings, a few embassies, leafy streets, which is quite nice. I mean, Saigon gets bashed for not being very green and not having many green spaces, but it's quite noticeable in District 3, and it's not too far away from District 1. It's actually connected to District 1, and I think the War Remnants Museum may even have its address in District 3. I could be wrong, I can't remember, but oh yeah, and a lot of the schools here for the gifted, like Leguidon and Marie Curie, are in this area as well. So it's a very old part of town, and quite interesting if you're interested in your walks around cities that you visit and stuff like that. You'll see a little bit of history mixed in with a lot of new stuff. I'm just going to have an orange juice for now. And Mel's reliably reminded me that just down the street is the original acoustic bar, so you tend to get a lot of students around here going for nights out. There's a few sort of craft beer places that you can go to, cocktail bars and stuff like that, but you really need to get amongst it. You really need to get onto the ground and find those for yourself, because they don't necessarily get a lot of coverage for tourists. They're quite difficult to find, but that's why I'm here. So if you have any questions about where you would like to go in Saigon in terms of nightlife, eating out, walking around and stuff like that, drop them in the comments section. Hey, Happy Gal, what's up? Yeah, thanks for joining the chat. I don't know where you're from, but thank you very much for joining. Not a bad little orange juice as well. I don't know what Mel's having. What's that, Mel? Yeah, it looks like a lychee tea. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, really?
I used to work here.
So, yeah, that's what we're up to. We finally found this place. So we went to a couple of other places, but as you know, probably know, Saigon is super noisy, and being a Sunday, it's, yeah, there's a lot of people out having coffee and chatting and stuff like that, so not really appropriate for a live stream. What's been happening with me this week? You may or may not have noticed that I've changed the name of my channel. I'd been thinking about doing it for quite a while. I don't know what's in a name per se. I don't necessarily think that a name will blow up your channel or necessarily necessarily make your channel reach more people, but I decided that I wanted to change my channel name to reflect more of the content that I do. I don't know what Furkan is saying. Look a woman. I don't know. Do you mean I look like a woman, or you want to look at women? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't understand your English. You're gonna have to clean that up a bit. But yeah, in terms of my channel name, I decided to change it just this week. I don't know. There's no real noticeable difference, but the reasoning behind it was that part of the reason behind it was that I wanted to have Vietnam in the title so that perhaps it will help with any sort of SEO or any sort of online search. If people are looking for information about Vietnam, whereas my previous name didn't really refer to that at all. So maybe in the next few weeks or months or this year, I might see some kind of noticeable difference. So that's what I came up with, Matt's Vietnam Life. So look out for it. Subscribe if you want to, if you're interested in Vietnam content. I've been living here for 15 years, so I've got a pretty good handle on Saigon and Vietnamese culture, at least in Saigon. So feel free to ask any questions that you have. Try and keep it clean. Try and keep it kind. Be kind to others in the chat. Also, I put out a video yesterday, I think it was. I've just got a door. The wind's just come up a bit. The weather here is beautiful at the moment. There's a nice breeze, but it's blowing the door. I put out a video yesterday, I think it was, or Friday night. And if you want to find out a little bit more about my life here in Saigon, I suggest you go and watch it. Have a look at that. It's up at the moment. It seems to be going okay. So let's see how that goes. I plan to do more videos about Saigon and my life here in Vietnam, and hopefully I'm going to do a few trips around the Mekong soon as well, because it's a good time of year to do it. It's a dry season at the moment in Saigon, so there's no chance of getting wet like you do later on in the year. Yeah, it's good. Just a regular orange. Green skin though, it's not really regular compared to what we're used to. Oranges here have a green skin. I don't know what that's all about. Just the variety, I guess. Yeah, so this is pretty nice. I'm sitting opposite an old sort of French era building. I'm not too sure what that is. That might be a school there. That's my motorbike just there. Just behind there. So I've ridden that in today. So yeah, going back to the video that I posted a little bit over 24 hours ago, I list 9 things that I love about living in Vietnam. And if you've got a Xin chào Chan Nha, Xin chào em. I'm assuming you're an M. So anyone who's not familiar with Vietnamese culture or Vietnamese language, you'll see in the chat that Nha, Miss Nha, has, I think it's Miss, sorry if not, but typically Nha is a female name, and she's called me An, and usually that's a pronoun, I guess you'd call it, or an honorific for males who are older than the other person in the conversation. So typically that's what it is, and I've called her M. So I would, yeah, it's a sort of a term, a greeting that you can use when you talk to people. It's more common to use things like an and m and g, for example, instead of using someone's name. And it's actually quite good because I'm not that great at remembering people's names. I'm a little bit terrible at that, so it gets you out of jail a little bit when you meet people and then you run into them again at a later date. You can, if you know where you fit in the scheme of things in terms of age, you can get away with saying an or m or g or go or ju for uncle. So these days I'm getting people calling me Jew a lot. Yeah, I don't know if that's, well, obviously that's because I'm getting older, but I may have been running into a lot more people who are younger than me wherever I've been hanging out, I suppose. Yeah, it is a bit weird, a bit confronting the first time you get called uncle. Because it's typically associated with someone who is getting older. Yeah. So if you've got any questions about Vietnamese culture, language is okay. My Vietnamese language isn't great. Yeah, I'm the first to admit that, but I'm working on that. I try and do a little bit of Vietnamese study every day. Yeah, but it's a tricky one. It's a tricky language. I studied Japanese when I was at university, so and lived in Japan for a few years. So it's a much easier language to learn than Vietnamese. It doesn't have the tones. Vietnamese has 6 tones, although down in the south here we don't tend to use them as much. We probably use fewer tones. So how's the delay, Mel? Is there lag?
No, I think it's okay. The lady that works here just said hi.
She what?
She just said hi to me.
Oh, is that Nya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, Nya. Ah, there she is there. So I just found out that Nya is the owner. Oh, okay, Mel's just buying a lotto ticket, so
Happens all the time.
very typical when you're on the street. You'll see, generally speaking, ladies come around and they'll sell you lotto tickets. It'll be back to front because I'm using the selfie camera, the selfie lens. But usually these are about 10,000 dong, and it's obviously it's a way that you can win money. As a foreigner, I can't claim, I believe. I would have to get a local to claim it. But it also provides work opportunities for people as well. I've just got someone behind me.
You have
I'll
a
just
friend.
turn.
I think you better sit down.
Hey, here's a Jeep. I want one of these. There it goes.
Oh, it's just parked in front
Wonder
of
if he's doing a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the lotto tickets, so yeah, I usually buy them. They're like 10,000 dong, less than 50 cents, I think. And yeah, it just works sort of like most lottos. People go to the shop where they buy the tickets and they watch for the numbers to come up to see if they can win. I don't know how much the jackpot is at the moment, but you can win quite a bit of money. But I've never gone to claim. I've spent so much money on these over the years. There you go, Mel. Good luck. So yeah, beautiful day in Saigon, as you can see. No smog, really, or not too much smog, not compared to recently. Is the Jeep parked
Yeah, it's
there?
just parked there.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look at the Jeep. Actually, I'll have a look at my motorbike first. So I was just talking to my brother today, and I'm very keen for him to come over and do a motorbike trip with me, but it's been a bit of a struggle to get him to come over, even though I've been here for a long time now. But this is the motorbike I've got at the moment. It's an XR150, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good for trips around the Mekong, and hopefully this time, sometime this year, I got a lucky bird poo on it to start the year. Hopefully that brings me luck. Hopefully also this year I'll get up to Ha Yang up north. I wouldn't mind putting this on the train in Saigon and flying up to Hanoi and then taking it up to Sapa and around the Ha Yang Loop and Mai Chau and places like that. Hey Bo, yeah. Yeah, it's a fairly big bike. Mel, she struggles a little bit getting up on it. But it's only it's 150cc. Yeah, it's not that great around the city, obviously, when you're doing shopping and stuff like that. It can be a little bit annoying. But when you go down to the Mekong and hit roadworks and stuff like that, it's brilliant for that. You don't even feel it. You actually speed up. When you see the rough roads and rivers coming, you actually speed up, which is kind of cool. All right, so just over here, I've spotted a Jeep. I just want to go and check it out. I would love one of these Jeeps to get around Saigon. Here we go. I don't know. I don't know if this is original or anything. I just asked the owner if I could just... Oops, sorry, I just lost connection there. Steering, is there? Look at that. He's got Jeep painted onto it, but I don't know if it's an actual Jeep or... Oh, here we go, look at this. I don't know if it's original, but it's quite cool, hey? I want one. Be great for getting around Saigon. A little bit hot in the back though on a day like today. Looks like he's got the drinks esky at the back there. Yeah, that's cool. Hello, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Is this original?
Yes.
Wow, what year?
It's for 1960.
60.
Yes.
Wow, okay. 1960. It's a 1960 Jeep. I don't know if it's in original condition, but wow, check that out. Thank you. It's hot out there.
So does this coffee shop feel like Dalat?
Okay, Mel's just asked me if this coffee shop feels like Lat. I don't know. Yeah, we were there recently. We went to Dalat. When was that? October? Sort of the... Was it October, was it? Yeah. It was cool. It was cool weather-wise. It was really cool in Dalat. This kind of has... It kind of has Dalat vibes a little bit. It's nice. It's fairly nice and quiet. It's hard to find coffee shops in Saigon on a Sunday, right in the centre of town, that are quiet. And fortunately, we found one. There's a little bit of traffic, but it's not too bad. It's a little bit delayed, isn't it? So what topics have we got to talk about now? What's been happening in Saigon?
Not a lot of rain.
Well, not rainy season at the moment. The weather's been quite warm during the day, cool in the evening, so that's been pretty good, except for the smog.
People are back to work.
Yeah, people are back to work. The traffic's back.
The God of Wealth Festival.
Yeah, we've had the God of Wealth Day. So I think people, 7 days after death, people go and pray. I think give offerings to the God of Wealth, maybe to hopefully, well, obviously have a good year, good luck for the year, and hopefully wealth will rain down upon them for the year.
What do you wish for this year?
Hey?
What do you wish for this year?
What do I wish for? I hope wealth and money will rain down upon me this year as well. I've finished my orange juice already. Growth of the show, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Yeah. Growth of the show. Yeah, live streams are probably a good way to grow, even though obviously at the moment there aren't that many people watching. But I think it's about consistency, and I think as you grow your audience, and as the number of people grow on your live streams, I think then they start to ask more questions, and then it's a medium that lends itself to sort of Q&A and stuff like that. So I can only talk crap for so long. I need input from the audience, but yeah, that would be one. Grow the show. So I'm going to try and, I think I said to Mal at the start of the year that I wanted to give the channel a chance to grow, whereas in the past couple of years I haven't really given it the opportunity to grow because I've been distracted doing other things. And I love doing things like podcasts and writing as well for my website, but it's a big distraction when it comes to making videos. So for this year I've decided to sort of put those aside a little bit to give this YouTube channel a chance to grow. I think that's what you need to do, and I think you're probably finding that as well. Hey? Old husband, yeah, old husband. I'm going to call you old husband for the English speakers here. Yeah, you're probably finding that as well, that you need to give your channel an opportunity to grow. There's no point just hoping and wishing, and perhaps doing one video. I mean, I'm doing probably the bare minimum at the moment, doing one video, one upload, one live stream, and I've been trying to do a few shorts and stuff like that. But in terms of shorts, shorts obviously don't count to your watch count in terms of getting monetized and stuff like that. So what I've found with shorts is that it helps grow my subscriber numbers. People are interested in the people who are interested in short content will tend to subscribe, but that doesn't really help you in terms of views towards monetization and stuff like that, and growing your long form channel. So it's probably another distraction that I'm going to try and remove from my video making life at the moment. Okay, so I was just about to read your message, but you deleted it. I think one thing, talking about making content for YouTube, as I mentioned earlier, I put out a video, was it yesterday or Friday evening? I can't really remember now. Today's Sunday, right? And it wasn't performing well at all. So I started getting notified by YouTube to make some changes to either the title of my video or the thumbnail, and I did both, and I think I did it about 3 times, and then overnight it started to get a little bit more traction, which was good. I mean, the numbers are small, but those numbers are pretty good for my channel. So, and there was an obvious I'm not going to say spike, but the view worm, or whatever you call it, it made a noticeable change upwards not long after I changed the thumbnail and the title. So it's just such a tricky thing to do, to create thumbnails that'll resonate with people, and titles as well. Okay, Mel's sitting right next to me. She's asked a question: which do you like better, live or edited? In terms of production, definitely live, because it's much easier. I just have to sit here and talk, really. But I think in terms of satisfaction, because I'm a creative person, I think I get a lot more satisfaction out of coming up with an idea. Some of my videos are quite scripted, like the ones that I do to camera in my apartment. I have a pretty solid script that I go with, and to see it come from idea to video that's uploaded, and then people actually like it and watch it, it's quite satisfying. So in terms of satisfying my creative tendencies, the edited videos I quite like. Having said that, in terms of edited videos and editing, it's a real bugbear of mine, and fortunately one of the trends this year, they tell me on YouTube, is videos that are more what's the word, authentic. So less bells and whistles, perhaps less music, less animations and stuff like that. So that suits me down to the ground, you know, at the moment. Okay, trying to learn from predecessors, but figuring out, that's a really good one. It's probably a day doesn't go by where I don't think about the voice that I'm trying to use, or the way I'm trying to come across. As I mentioned earlier, I've got other things that I do, like podcasts. So my voice in my podcast obviously is really the only thing that I really need to use, and it goes okay. Writing, it took me a while to find my voice, so to speak, with my writing, and I found that eventually. But with video, as you know, Boya, yeah, it's a totally different ball game. So you've got to be conscious sort of your image, I suppose, the visuals of things, and also the way you come across, and yeah, as you say, your voice, how you're either spreading the message or telling the story or whatever it is. And that's something that I've really struggled with YouTube, and hopefully this year that'll start to straighten up a bit, and I'll be clearer myself on how I want my videos to go and how I want to portray myself in videos. I mean, the other thing is too, Boya, that you'll relate to is that we're not getting any younger. So the 25-year-old Matt, or even the 35-year-old Matt that I was when I first came to Saigon, so what, 15 years ago, is different physically at least, and also I think mentally as well, a little bit different. So as much as I'd like to do a lot of really adventurous stuff with my videos, you know, I'm probably physically not as capable of doing that now, you know, and probably less willing to take risks physically and in terms of content. Okay, cool. Yeah, look forward to the to try out Young Mum's cooking with you. Yeah, thanks for joining the live. I look forward to seeing more of your food videos. You seem to have been pumping them out, which is good. Should be good for the algorithm. Yeah. I'm not sure what is that. Legwidon School then? Yeah, I think that's a school for the gifted across the way. Oh, that's the other thing that happened last week. I was sick. I got sick again.
School's out.
It's Sunday. Is there school on Sunday?
They're gifted.
Wow. I'll just do a little bit of a walk around this cafe, hey? Let's have a bit of a look at it. So we just happened to stumble across it. This is it here, La campsite in District 3. You can get all your usual stuff. Okay, let's have a bit of a look, hey? It's quite nice, very spacious. Oh, Miss Nat, hello. Looks very new too. Oh, there's a spot down the back here as well. It's quite nice. Oops. And the thing I'm liking about it is it's quiet. It's pretty hard to find anywhere quiet on Sunday in Saigon for a quiet coffee. upstairs. Smells good here too. She's got the food cooking as well, so we might have to try some food out. And then there's a little upstairs. Oh, there's another. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, not too bad. Not a bad little find. As I mentioned earlier, we went around town looking for places, but it was packed. Everywhere was packed, and everywhere was obviously really noisy. So we abandoned those and started driving around looking for places, and just came across this one here. And obviously the roof here comes back. They can retract the roof. So probably a good little spot during the rainy season as well if you get stuck. Lop La campsite. Got some old records here. I don't know what they are. Japanese ones, I think. Miss Nha, ở đây bao lâu rồi? Quán cà phê.
Quán cà phê Lộc Lá.
Hả?
Quán cà phê Lộc Lá.
Dạ Lộc Lá, nhưng ở đây
7 Ngô Thời Nhiệm.
bao lâu ở đây?
Chiều luôn. 22.
Okay. I'm trying here. No.
2 giờ.
Cà phê này
Cà phê này.
ở đây bao lâu rồi?
6 tháng.
Oh, 6 tháng, only 6 months. Oh, okay. All right, thank you. So it's only been open for 6 months. So it looks really new. I finally got there. Yeah, my Vietnamese is a bit rusty. I think I use market Vietnamese, so sometimes people are like, what the hell is he talking about? But next door there's a bún bò place. There's plenty of places to eat along here. Gom tam. Okay. So I think it's pretty good. Not a bad little spot. I don't know what we're going to do for lunch. What's for lunch, Mel?
Yes, your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know what I feel like today. So yeah, if you've got any questions after this live stream, make sure you leave them in the comments section and I'll get back to you at some point during the week. Anything about life in Vietnam is cool. Let me know. Maybe you're coming here for a holiday or something like that and you need a little bit of advice. You need some inside info on certain things. So make sure you let me know. Feel free to message anytime. I think I might hang around online a little bit longer, maybe another 10 minutes or so. Yeah, that's the only thing with this particular camera, that it's a bit sensitive to different light. It'll change a lot if I move around. I don't even know what you're talking about. Street scenes in Saigon. But I think that's the back of one of the schools for the gifted there, and you can see just on the top there the tiles, which is very characteristic of French colonial era, and the colours, of course. I don't know how old those tiles would be, but I'm pretty certain the main building, the main part of the building, is part of that colonial era construction. And the style of roof and eaves and stuff like that is definitely. But this is pretty much downtown Saigon on a Sunday midday. Must be nearly about midday. I'm going to wrap this live stream up pretty soon. If you've got any questions, let me know. And if you've got any questions after the live stream as well, don't forget to, or feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I'll get back to you. I'll try and answer the questions as best as possible. It's good to see a bit of blue sky for a change. Less smog. Oh, hello, Emil. I haven't seen you online for a little while. Emil says, I love the historic European architecture in Vietnam. They should be designated as historic sites and properties. I believe some of them are. I think some of them do have heritage status. I can't obviously give you a list off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure schools like this have heritage listing, and of course the. Oh, okay, you're in Canada and it's 5 to 1 in the morning. Okay, good effort. I'm not sure what you're doing up. Do you work in the evenings, do you? But in terms of heritage listing, I'm pretty certain a lot of the major government buildings from a long time ago, you know, places like Reunification Palace probably have listing. The People's Committee, oh, there goes the Jeep that we looked at earlier. But yeah, I'm not too sure in terms of other buildings around town at the moment and how protected they are. I should look into it. Although I do have a friend who's an architect, a local architect, and we did a video probably nearly a couple of years ago now, and he's very knowledgeable about heritage listed buildings in Saigon, and I think he actually grew up in one that's been demolished, or at least he used to hang out in one opposite the Hotel Continental. It was called the Eden Building. He has fond memories of hanging out in that. It's long gone now. It was bulldozed around about the year that I arrived, about 2010, maybe even been 2011 at that time. But yeah, I'm hoping to catch up with him again soon and do a video about some other, heritage buildings around Saigon. He's got a particular interest in, I think it's what he called repurposing buildings. So historic buildings that are not completely changed or demolished, but renovated so that they can be used, you know, for modern purposes, I guess. Yeah, I've never been to Spain, but yeah, I guess the style is very similar. Yep. But yeah, definitely with the sort of terracotta style roof and a lot of tiles. If you get yourself inside one of these buildings, a lot of places still have their original tiles on the floor.
Maybe we'll do a live stream in one of these buildings.
Yeah, the siding. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Emil said the siding. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of ceramics we used back then as well. And this sort of, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the eaves here is a very classic sort of colonial era style. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, this sort of stuff here. Sorry, I don't know where my finger is. I don't want to block. Yeah, this sort of stuff. The eaves under here. But maybe at a later date, another live stream I'll do inside, not this building. I won't be able to have access. Do you mean this one, Emil? This one? Okay. Yeah, actually, you could see the one on the left, this one here that you're talking about in the front. You could probably even see that in Manila. You're right. It does have that sort of Spanish, those windows there look like that. I don't know whether that's an old building or something a bit more modern. I'm not really sure on that. But yeah, you're right. It didn't occur to me before when I was looking at it. But yeah, Saigon still has a lot of the vestiges of the colonial era in its architecture. There's a lot that's been demolished over the years, and especially in my time, in the last 15 years or so, a lot has gone down. But there's a lot of rewards there for people who get down onto the ground and get walking around. There's plenty of places to check out, and also the era of architecture during the war as well, like, or just after, just prior to 1975. There are a lot of apartment blocks that are still standing that the US forces built. Initially, I think, to house soldiers and admin and stuff like that, but also for people who are displaced as well. And those apartment blocks are really, really interesting, and they're communities as well. And there's probably it depends on which neighbourhood you go into, but there could be thousands of people living in these particular blocks. And of course, they've got all their small businesses around as well, from hairdresser, baker, pharmacist, maybe even a school, the local people's committee. So people who live in there, and of course food and places called tapwa. What am I? Mixed business, small mixed business, where you just get your sort of daily odds and ends and stuff like that for living. People don't have to leave these communities, you know. It's pretty amazing to see. So I might do a live stream from there at one point as well. Emil, and Hanoi has some real cool French colonial buildings when I was there last. It's romantic and lovely, I find. Yeah. I think foreign travellers definitely are more enamoured with Hanoi when they visit Vietnam for the first time. I think the thing I love about both of those cities is that they're so different from each other, and it's almost like you're in a different country. You know, the language is different, even though it's Vietnamese, but it's quite stark in vocabulary and pronunciation, and the cultures are a little bit different as well, and obviously the architecture. But yeah, the you know, Hanoi is a very interesting city and great food. Hanoian food is excellent. When were you in Hanoi, Emil? If you're still there, that is. I think he's gone to sleep. It's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Oops. Oh, okay, Emil. I visited Vinh once and did some ethnographic tours with villages. Wow. A long time ago. And yeah, their dialect is different. Yep. I visited long ago before tourism was much of a thing. Nice. Well, you'd have some really interesting stories then. But yeah, good point about the dialect. The Vietnamese language has a lot of dialects, and actually I was saying to someone just the other day, I've been hanging out in District 8 a little bit in Saigon here, and it's across the canal from Chinatown, and there are actually a lot of people with Chinese heritage who live in District 8, and I said to a friend of mine that the pronunciation even seems different across the canal. So from District 5 and District 8. I don't know if that's just me being stupid or what. I don't know, but I felt like the pronunciation was different. Just, you know, moving 50 metres across the canal in Saigon. But definitely in districts, sorry, not districts, provinces. Not too far south of Saigon is a province called Benche, and actually they will pronounce it as Bunpe, so quite a different pronunciation there. Actually, Vin is another place I've never been to. I've never been to Vin either. Emil, you've been busy working. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It must be cold in Canada at the moment. Okay, right, yeah. I thought you might have done that. Yep. And speaking of dialect, the Nye An dialect is almost impossible for me to understand. I have, I guess you'd call them friends, at least acquaintances who have a small bangun stall in District 7 near where we live, and they're from Nye An. And they, we try to communicate, and it's very challenging. But I'd love to get up there soon, one day get on the motorbike here. I'm not sure if you saw it, Emil, but that's my motorbike just there, that one. So hopefully I'll get to do a few more trips this year on that. Okay, well, I think, I've been going for nearly an hour, so it might be time for me to shut this thing down. Thanks for joining, for those people who joined live, and also for people watching this afterwards. Don't forget to leave any questions or comments after the fact. Emil, it's cold right now, and US immigrants coming over and dying in the cold. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet they are. So you're welcome, Emil. Yep. Have a good sleep. Make sure you have a good sleep. Keep warm. And thanks to everyone else who's joined. Don't forget, every Sunday I'm going to do this live, so keep a lookout for that. Check out my latest video, and also keep up to date by checking on the, I think it's called Posts tab on my channel page. You can see any sort of updates there. I've been notifying people that I'm going to go live on that. So anyway, this should sort of, if you subscribe to the channel, this should pop up in the shorts feed anyway, because I'm filming it in a vertical format on my phone. So okay, that's it for now. Thanks heaps. I'm going to go and have some lunch.